5 ways to handle people who don't respect you. Practical Stoicism for daily life. Stoic philosophy. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. Let's get real. Some people seem to thrive on testing your patience. They interrupt, dismiss your thoughts, and act like your time and feelings don't matter. Society often tells us to just ignore it, to be the bigger person. Not today. If you're tired of tolerating disrespect, this is for you. Today, we're breaking down clear, effective, and Stoic-approved ways to handle those who don't value you, without losing your temper or your self-respect. By the time we're done, you'll have every tool you need to draw your boundaries with quiet confidence and unwavering strength. Let's get into it. 1. Embrace the silent stare. One of the most powerful yet underrated ways to deal with disrespect is through the silent stare. It's a technique rooted in the power of self-control, a principle deeply valued in Stoic philosophy. When someone disrespects you, whether through rudeness, condescension, or outright hostility, their goal is often to provoke you to get a reaction that feeds their sense of control. But what happens when you give them nothing? A long, calm, unbothered stare can disarm them in ways words never could. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you refuse to engage in their emotional game, the power dynamic shifts instantly. I once experienced this firsthand in a group meeting where someone kept interrupting me, speaking over my words, as if my presence was irrelevant. At first, I attempted the polite approach, waiting for my turn, reasserting my voice. But it was clear he had no intention of showing respect. So I stopped talking. I leaned back, crossed my arms, and locked eyes with him in complete silence for a full 5 seconds. No blinking, no reaction, just unwavering presence. The room grew tense, and soon others turned to watch. And then the magic happened. He fumbled, lost his words, and broke eye contact. From that moment forward, he never interrupted me again. That silent moment commanded more respect than any argument ever could. Practical Stoicism for daily life teaches us that the strongest response isn't always verbal. It's the ability to remain composed under pressure. The silent stare isn't about passive aggression. It's about showing unwavering confidence and an iron mind, demonstrating that you are not easily rattled. In a world where people often seek external validation, your ability to remain unaffected by disrespect sends a clear message. You are not playing their game. Try it next time someone tries to undermine you and watch how the energy shifts in your favor. Have you ever used silence as a response to disrespect? Share your experience in the comments. 2. Embrace silence as your answer. Silence is not weakness. It is a form of controlled power, a deliberate choice that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct might be to defend yourself, to retaliate, to explain, but true strength often lies in restraint. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You always have the power of not having an opinion. You can choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." Practical Stoicism teaches us that reacting emotionally to disrespect only gives the other person control over our peace of mind. Instead, silence forces them to sit with their own words, making them question their own behavior. Think of a flame. If you stop feeding it oxygen, it dies out. Disrespect works the same way. Without your reaction, it loses its fuel. I once encountered a person who constantly masked his insults as jokes, trying to provoke a reaction. One day, instead of engaging, I simply raised an eyebrow and remained silent. The moment stretched, uncomfortable, and suddenly he had to confront his own words without my validation. He mumbled something and never tried it again. That is the power of Stoic principles. They teach you to master yourself instead of being mastered by others. In modern life, this rule applies everywhere, from workplace politics to online negativity. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult deserves acknowledgement. Ask yourself, does this person's opinion truly hold value in your life? If not, why waste energy engaging? As Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. The next time someone disrespects you, try this. Pause, take a breath, and let silence do the work. It will disarm them, command respect, and leave you standing firm in your own power. 3. Stop explaining your choices. Listen closely. This one is going to shake something inside you. Stop explaining yourself. Stop justifying your decisions. Stop seeking approval from those who do not walk your path. How many times have you chosen a direction in life only to be met with interrogation? Why did you do that? Why didn't you go? Why take that job? Society conditions people to believe they are entitled to an explanation for your every move. But let me be crystal clear, they are not. Epictetus once said, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid," and that is the truth. When you stand firm in your choices, you will be misunderstood. You will be doubted. People will try to make you second-guess yourself, not because they care, but because your conviction exposes their own lack of it. But a Stoic does not waver. A Stoic does not beg for understanding. A Stoic walks the paths of wisdom undeterred. I remember the moment I decided to leave a stable job for something riskier but fulfilling. The flood of, "Why would you do that?" was immediate. At first, I explained, I laid out my plans, my reasons, my calculations, but no matter what I said, the doubt in their eyes never disappeared. Then one day I stopped playing the game. Someone asked again, "Why would you leave that job?" I looked them straight in the eye and said, "Because I wanted to." No further discussion, no breakdown of my motives, just pure, unshakable certainty. The silence that followed. Power. That moment changed everything. The truth is, you teach people how to treat you. If you act like you owe the world an explanation, people will take advantage of that. If you carry yourself like a man who is certain, who owns his choices without hesitation, the world will adjust, and the weak will fall away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Your life is yours. Your choices are yours. You do not owe an explanation to those who do not share your vision. So the next time someone demands a reason for why you live the way you do, give them nothing. Hold your head high, embrace the silence, and walk away. You are the prize. A king never begs for understanding. You've already won. Now act like it. Comment below, "I control my mind. I control my destiny." And if you felt the power in this message, like, subscribe, and step into your strength. The world belongs to those who stand firm. Stand firm. 4. Keep your distance. In life, you will encounter people who refuse to respect you. Those who belittle your choices, test your patience, and drain your energy. The reality is, not everyone deserves a front-row seat in your life. It may feel harsh, even uncomfortable, but one of the most practical Stoicism for daily life strategies you can adopt is to distance yourself from those who refuse to treat you with basic respect. This isn't about hatred, nor is it about holding grudges. It's about self-respect and knowing where to invest your mental and emotional energy. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When you surround yourself with negativity, disrespect, and constant criticism, your peace is compromised. Keeping your distance is not an act of cruelty, it's an act of wisdom. Imagine your life as a limited access club. Only a select few should have a VIP pass. If someone continuously crosses your boundaries, makes you question your worth, or poisons your space with negativity, why allow them close? Distance is not about ignoring people, it's about reclaiming your peace. Think of it as an iron mind strategy, training yourself to remain unshaken by the words or actions of those who don't align with your values. The more distance you create, the clearer you see. When emotions settle and guilt fades, the truth becomes undeniable. You deserve better. A great mind once said, "You cannot hang out with negative people and expect to live a positive life." Distance gives you the strength to prioritize your well-being over familiarity. I once had a friend who disguised their disrespect as humor, always taking jabs at my career, my choices, even my taste in music. At first I dismissed it, thinking, that's just how they are. But over time I noticed something. Every time I was around them, I felt smaller, defensive, like I had to brace for the next sarcastic attack. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't just their personality. This was a pattern. I didn't make a big announcement or demand an apology. I simply started seeing them less. The weekly meetups became monthly, and then, eventually, they stopped altogether. And something incredible happened. I felt lighter, freer. The clarity of distance revealed just how toxic that dynamic had become. When I finally stepped back, I realized I had spent too much time excusing behavior that never should have been tolerated. But what if the person who disrespects you is family or a longtime friend? Society often pressures us to stay loyal, to endure, to be the bigger person. But at what cost? You are not obligated to be anyone's emotional punching bag. You don't owe unlimited access to anyone, not even to those you've known for years. Seneca reminds us, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Loyalty should never come at the expense of your peace. Distance doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop allowing disrespect to be a constant in your life. The power of distance lies in its silent message. I value myself too much to stay where I'm not respected. When you set boundaries and step back, you take control of your time, energy, and emotional space. You refuse to play a role someone else has assigned to you. This is iron mind thinking, being unshaken by outside forces and committed to protecting your inner peace. So take a moment to reflect. Who in your life constantly disrespects you, drains your energy, or makes you feel small? Do they truly deserve the access they have to you? If the answer is no, then it's time to create distance. Drop a comment below. How have you handled disrespect in your life? Let's share wisdom and grow stronger together. 5. Hold your head high. Holding your head high is not just a gesture, it is a declaration of self-respect, a testament to your unwavering belief in yourself. When people fail to respect you, their goal is often to make you feel small, to push you into doubting your worth. But here's where Stoic principles come into play. Your confidence is not dictated by others. As Epictetus once said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you stand tall, both physically and mentally, You send a silent but powerful message. I know exactly who I am, and nothing you say or do will make me feel less. This is practical stoicism in action, mastering your emotions, refusing to be swayed by the opinions of those who seek to undermine you. Disrespect thrives on control. People who belittle others expect a reaction. They expect their words to chip away at your confidence, to bend you to their will. But when you refuse to engage, when you maintain your composure and carry yourself with dignity, you disrupt their game. You strip them of their power. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By holding your head high and refusing to react emotionally, you become unbreakable. Those who rely on disrespect to elevate themselves will find themselves lost, unable to manipulate someone who stands firm in their self-worth. I recall a time when I was constantly subjected to small, cutting remarks by someone who relished in making others feel inferior. At first, I tried to ignore it, but deep down, it bothered me. I began to dread interactions with this person, anticipating their next attempt to undermine me. But then I decided, enough. I wasn't going to let them dictate how I felt about myself. The next time we crossed paths, I kept my posture straight, met their gaze with calm confidence, and simply refused to let their words affect me. No reaction, no defensiveness, just quiet, unwavering self-assurance. And something interesting happened. They backed off. Their power faded because I no longer gave them the reaction they craved. This is one of the Stoic rules for life. You control your response, not their actions. And in mastering that, you gain the upper hand. Holding your head high is about more than just physical posture. It's about a mindset, a way of carrying yourself through life. Walk into every room as if you belong there, because you do. Never shrink yourself to fit into someone else's narrow perception of who you should be. If someone makes a snarky comment, let it roll off your back like rain on stone. People who project negativity are often battling their own insecurities. Seneca wisely noted, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Why give weight to the words of someone who doesn't even see your true value? Instead of internalizing their disrespect, remind yourself that their opinion does not define your worth. That power belongs to you alone. Here's a challenge. The next time someone disrespects you, whether it's a subtle dig, a condescending remark, or outright rudeness, don't react. Instead, take a deep breath, straighten your shoulders, hold your head high, and look them directly in the eye. Say nothing, but let your presence speak volumes. This simple act of self-assurance can shift the entire dynamic. Watch how their attitude changes when they realize they hold no sway over your emotions. True strength is in restraint, in knowing that you do not need to prove yourself to anyone who doesn't recognize your value. At the core of practical stoicism is the understanding that respect begins with you. The more you honor yourself, the less space there is for others' disrespect to take root. When you hold yourself with dignity, the right people will gravitate towards you, those who uplift, respect, and appreciate your presence. Life is too short to waste energy explaining yourself to those who refuse to see your worth. As you move forward, remember to embrace silence when necessary, create distance when it serves your peace, and carry yourself with confidence, even in uncomfortable situations. Your choices do not need justification, and your self-respect is non-negotiable. Never lower your standards to make someone else comfortable. They will either rise to meet you, or they were never meant to be in your life. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever faced someone who consistently disrespected you? What strategies have you used to maintain your self-respect in the face of negativity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience could inspire someone who needs to hear this message. And if this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who could use a reminder today. Stay strong, stay confident, and always remember, respect starts with you. How to put this into action? Now that we've talked about setting boundaries, embracing silence, and standing tall, how do you actually apply this in your daily life? It's one thing to understand these principles, but the real transformation happens when you live them out every day. Here are some practical steps to start implementing these strategies right now. 1. Practice the silent stare in small moments. You don't have to wait for a big confrontation to start using this technique. Try it in small moments when someone interrupts you, makes an unnecessary comment, or tries to challenge your authority. Next time someone disrespects you, pause, take a deep breath, say nothing, hold eye contact. Watch how powerful this small shift is. Silence is often louder than words. 2. Set boundaries and stick to them. Boundaries only work if you enforce them. Start small. If someone constantly calls you with negativity, let it go to voicemail. If a co-worker talks over you, stop talking and let the silence do the work. If a friend always makes backhanded comments, tell them directly, "I don't appreciate comments like that." The key? Mean what you say. People will push back at first, but the ones who truly respect you will adjust. 3. Remove yourself from negative spaces. This doesn't mean you have to cut people off entirely, unless you need to. It means being intentional about who you allow into your space. Ask yourself, does this person add value to my life, or do they drain me? Do I feel respected in this environment, or do I constantly have to fight for it? Do I leave conversations feeling encouraged or exhausted? If someone or something consistently drains your energy, it might be time to step back or walk away completely. 4. Stop explaining yourself. Use short, confident responses. The next time someone questions your decisions, try one of these responses. Because I wanted to. It just felt right for me. That's what works for me. I don't need to explain my choices. And then stop talking. You'll be amazed at how powerful a short, confident response is. 5. Train your body language to reflect confidence. Sometimes, before we feel confident, we have to act confident. Try this. Stand tall with your shoulders back. Keep eye contact instead of looking down. Speak clearly and slowly. Pause before responding instead of rushing to fill the silence. Your body language influences how people treat you and how you feel about yourself. Confidence isn't just something you're born with. It's a skill you develop. Mindset. Shifts that will change your life. Handling disrespect isn't just about techniques, it's about your mindset. Here are some key beliefs to adopt moving forward. 1. I do not owe anyone an explanation for my choices. 2. Respect is earned, and I only surround myself with those who respect me. 3. Silence is a powerful tool. I don't have to respond to every comment. 4. My confidence is mine. No one else gets to take that away. 5. I am in control of my energy, my space, and my life. Repeat these daily. They will shift how you see yourself and how others see you. What happens when you start enforcing these principles? Here's what you'll start noticing. Check mark. People will begin to respect you more. Even those who used to test your boundaries will recognize that you are not someone to mess with. You'll attract better relationships, When you refuse to tolerate disrespect, you make room for people who genuinely appreciate and support you. Your confidence will grow. The more you stand firm in your self-worth, the less other people's negativity will affect you. You'll feel lighter, freer, and more at peace. No more wasting energy explaining yourself or defending your worth to people who don't deserve it. You'll stop caring what people think. And that's real freedom. Your challenge: start today. Here's my challenge for you. Pick one strategy from this list and apply it today. Whether it's using the silent stare, giving a short, confident response, or stepping back from negative people, just start. Drop a comment below. What's one way you've handled disrespect recently? Let's build a community where self-respect is the standard. And if this message spoke to you, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share this with someone who needs it. You've got this. Your self-respect is non-negotiable. Now go out there and own your worth. Strong.